old show. This is the big O 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 show.
Where can you drive the new 2025 Acura Integra for only $289 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Where can you drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. South Florida, listen carefully. Osmani Garcia with Omega Realty Group is changing the game. He's not just listing homes. He's guaranteeing to sell yours in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it himself. No excuses, no delays, no fine print games. This is real. If you're serious about selling, call 305-440-1990 and see if your home qualifies. Osmani Garcia delivers results. Osmani Garcia, the home of the 30-day sale guaranteed, where guarantees are backed by action. Call now, don't wait. This market won't wait for you. Restrictions apply. Call 305-440-1990.
Where can you drive a new Acura ZDX for only $439 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty. Yes, sir. It is a Thursday. And, you know, Thursdays are always beautiful because we're at Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. Today is draft day. Today is Panther Day as they go for 2-0 in Tampa, which I am so pumped to watch that. Looking forward to it. We'll talk some draft. Can't tell you that I'm like, you know, my God, I'm excited about the players to see if they'll help us in 26. Anyway, but we're looking forward to it. We'll talk a little bit about it. We'll do a show tonight after, you know, everything's done. Okay, because there's no way in the world that I'm going to do this show and then I'm going to go and start talking at 8 o'clock at night and wait till they make a pick or they trade down and then keep talking for hours and hours about gibberish. So I will wait till they make their pick and then we'll come on and we'll give you whatever info we can about them. And we'll give you the latest and the greatest on all of that. So all is good. The great Sean Stanley is, as always, by my side. I'd be lost without the man. So always appreciate him. We've got Steve Calabro. He'll be joining us anytime, probably in hour number 2. Usually he joins us. And, boy, he's going through a crazy one, dude. Crazy one. With the fires up in Jersey. So we'll get his thoughts. And his house was like 2 miles from the fire. So he was telling me that in order to get out of the neighborhood, they have to drive a mile towards the fire to get out. So, you know, it's like a cul-de-sac almost. It's like a giant ass cul-de-sac for all those houses. And there's only one way in and one way out. And the way in and out is right by the fire. Yeah. So yeah, he'll give us some stories and you know, it just we were talking about it and it's crazy, dude. You know what what's insane? Look at Pat in Asheville. Personally for me, as I've gotten older, and I'm, checking out the landscape of things financially that's going on, I don't know if I can afford to retire here, right? And at first, the wife and I were kind of looking at Western Carolina. And one of the reasons why I looked at Western Carolina was because it's really almost, what's it called? Weather disaster proof. That's what I thought. Not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. And we have learned that it doesn't matter where you live nowadays. Now we are susceptible to things, and any of us are at it. In Western Carolina, I never in my life imagined floods for those people. They live in mountains. Everything flows down. Like, how does it, what? You know, and so what, hurricanes are going to get there? What? They're too inland. That's what I thought. What's it called? Tornadoes. They don't go that far east. Well, things are changing. And it's just crazy. And then you're in Jersey and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. We're were susceptible to forest fires. And we saw what happened in California. We saw what happened in Hawaii. And, it's just scary shit, dude. Scary shit. Flooding can happen in any neighborhood at any time. All we need is the wrong cloud to hang over us, the wrong system to hang over us for a couple of days, and then there goes a deluge. And it doesn't matter if you live in Spain or if you live in Arizona or if you live in New Jersey or in Florida. It doesn't matter. It's luck, bad luck of the draw. Really crazy shit, man. Really crazy shit. The good thing is that everybody in that whole neighborhood, the whole complex, everything was safe because they were able to keep the fires away from houses. You see they caught the kid? 19-year-old that was burning pallets. He was burning pallets, and then the fire got out of control, and there we go. You panic, right? You're 19, bro. You know how much shit you have in your head at 19? Like all of us? Like every one of us? You know what I'm saying? We do stupid things when we're in our young age, teens, early 20s, By the time you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, you probably need to, kind of get out of it. But, I mean, none of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. So we got some stuff to talk about. Obviously, we'll talk about the Dolphins. We'll talk about their picks. Their pick today could be picks. They could turn it into picks. I'll tell you my thoughts on what I think might happen, what I would do, after gathering as much. Now, I'll tell you this, and you know me, I am brutally honest. I have done very little homework for this draft. Okay? I'll be brutally honest. I haven't called a soul. I haven't bothered. I don't really care, to be quite honest. So I am kind of gathering the information from the periphery, but I haven't bothered to, oh my God, I got some insight for you. No, I'm not. I don't care. These are players for 2026, and I don't even know if they'll fit the coach that comes in next year. It's just like, I'm. Remember, I told you last year that the coming season was going to be Mike McDaniel's year, that he puts himself on the hot seat. So I was already last year expecting a season that McDaniel will put himself on the hot seat, right? So, I got to tell you, so I am not going crazy for this draft. I did not. Sorry. I don't bullshit you people, man. I tell you just exactly what it is and what's up, and I'll give you my opinions from what I see. But I'm not telling you anything from, oh my God, I got this incredible insight on this. And you know why? I didn't want to even bother. I didn't want to bother. Just to be quite honest, don't even want to bother. Just, So we'll see. Like I said, hopefully the player can help us, and hopefully the coaches in 26 like the players they draft today in 25. Okay, that's all I can tell you, man. That's all I can tell you. But I'll give you my thoughts on what I think will happen. Heat last night lost to the Cavs, 121-112. So Cavs take a 2-0 lead. No surprise that they're up 2-0. But I got to tell you, I was proud of the young Heat team. They made it a game. They had a chance. I thought Highsmith made a couple of brutal mistakes at the end, fouls and things. I thought Jovic did a ton of bad shit at the end, unfortunately, a poor kid, which, by the way, that's a knock on Spo. As much as I love Spo, I'll be honest. You should have given Jovic playing time in the first game, so he kind of can get the nerves out of the way. And, because it was the first time the kid had played in a while. I don't blame him. He's young. I blame Bam. I blame Wiggins. That's what I blame. Those are the veterans. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Hero, what? That they're making fun of him? That he's a turnstile? Bro, we've known that forever. And the guy made it public. You know what? Riley called him out for being, fragile. I'm glad they're going to call him out now for, sucking on defense. Maybe he'll start giving a shit even more about defense and have some kind of a nasty streak. Something. Do something, bro. Be better. You know what I mean? So that's who I blame the game on towards the end. Bam, like always, dude, inefficient Bam. He is constantly a big man that is inefficient offensively. How many times do I point this out constantly about Bam? I show you his shooting. I show even when he scores some points, it takes too many goddamn baskets to get to that total. And last night, Bam Adebayo, 3 of 9, 1 of 5 from 3-point range. Bro, who the hell are you to be shooting 5 3-pointers? Where is that smart basketball? Dude, you're a server. Pass the goddamn ball. That's it. And Wiggins, 3 of 10, 1 of 4. This is why it's who you've been your whole life. Everybody knows you got talent, but you got no balls. Nothing. And no name has fit somebody better than Bam Adebayo that I gave. The super role player is, I think, maybe the best nickname I've ever given a player in South Florida history. Although Ryan Tannehill may have, because Tannehill was perfect also. He kills your drives. He kills your season. He kills your opportunity for the postseason. He kills your players. He kills any kind of hope. He is a killer. So the Tannehill was a great nickname. We do have a poll question today on the show. What is the best Big O Show player nickname? Because we've given players nicknames. Tannehill is so special, he had 2 of them. Man in the Box was the other. I might have thrown that one in there in the list, but I didn't want to just, then it'd be dominated. Right now, it's 81% Tannehill and Bam's super role player, 19%. But I think Tannehill probably wins this poll, but you guys have to, and ladies have to admit, that nickname for Bam Adebayo, the super role player. Come on, man. Come on. You got to give me a little love there on that one. I mean, nobody nailed it better than I did on Bam Adebayo. And by the way, where did all those people go that used to argue with me about that? Huh? Oh, yeah, no. Oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking. You stick to football. Stick to football. Stick to football. He is the super role player, bro. He wishes he was Aja Wilson. He wishes he had Asia's guts. She's ruthless. He's too nice, bro. It's just a nice guy. That whole team is full of nice guys. Jovic has a streak in him. Pele Larson has a streak in him. There's no doubt that Mitchell has a streak in his ass. Davion is, and again, what was it? What was Davion's numbers last night? I didn't even write it down, and he was outstanding. It's almost like I'm taking it for granted how he plays with balls. I want to say it was 3 for 5 and like 6 of 9 or something shooting. I mean, he was just fantastic, dude. Fantastic. But we don't have enough of those dogs on this team. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
7 of 9,
7 of 9
from field goal, 2 for 4 from 3-point for 18 points, 6 assists, 1 rebound.
How many turnovers?
Let me hit all stats here. Turnovers looks like 2.
6-2. Yep. Always got to look at that.
And he had a steal.
Always got to look at that. Okay, because it's fine if you have 6, 7, 8 assists, but then if you have 4, 5, 6 turnovers, well, dude, no. Efficiency is very important. This mother has been super efficient for the and in clutch moments, my God, he has cojones. He has ball. Fearless. Fearless. That kid is fearless. Love what I see from him. Hero scored 33 points on 24 shots, 14 of 24, 4 of 11 from three-point range. But again, how many points does he give up? You know, so it's just one of those deals. Jovic had a good game. He just at the end screwed up every way possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's a young guy. And that's where I'm going to blame some of that on Spo, believe it or not. You know, I don't pick on Spo practically at all. I think he's just absolutely amazing. But as I complained in the first game, this isn't like hindsight or anything. I picked on Spo for not playing Pele and Jovic in game one. Okay, so I'm consistent as a mofo. And Jovic, he started off well. He just at the end. And I thought Highsmith, dude, made a couple of mistakes at the end that were also bad. And he played well. He didn't play bad. But, you know, let me tell you something. Highsmith is a guy that plays with some toughness, too. A lot more than most of the guys that are on this team. But it's just your lead guys have major holes in them. Tyler's soft, can't play defense, right? And then bam, he has no balls whatsoever, bro. None whatsoever when it comes to his offensive game. And by the way, he got kind of pushed around too as a big man also. And this happens to him all the time also, that he gets pushed around. You know, he's too nice of a guy. He's a super role player. He's not just a role player because he's better than that. But he's not a star and a franchise player like some of you out there. You know, by the way, you're more than welcome to, you know, send in a text and apologize. You know, oh, I thought you were an idiot for years. I thought you were wrong. I thought you were insulting him, calling him a super role player. I thought you didn't know what the hell you were talking about. Whatever. You thought I was a moron. Now say, hey, you were right. And man, was I wrong. You're more than, you know, welcome to apologize. You know what I'm saying? Because this is who he is. And that's what you saw last night, a super role player. That's why he's a 3 at best. On his best days, he's a 3. He needs 2 stars to lead the way, and then he plays that role where he is the servant to the 2 stars, you know, facilitating, blocking shots, rebounds, setting picks, you know, all that shit that he does well, he does exceptional. That's what he does. He will make other people better, but in that sense. He doesn't do it the way a star does it. Okay, that a star, the offense funnels through them. They bring attention to themselves, that they open it up for others. That's what real stars do. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have any of those on this team. We used to. Riley and company used to be able to acquire those kind of stars. They don't acquire those over the last few years. They had one in Butler. You know, they had one at least there. How's his ass? An ass? Got hurt in the ass. Isn't that what happened with Butler? I think that's what it is, right? A horse's ass got hurt in the tailbone. I mean, it's apropos. It's karma. You're going to be a jerk your entire life with everybody, with every team you're at. You burn the bridge everywhere you go. People that never want to play with you, by the way. People told me when he came here, and I said, I don't think any star wants to play with him. I'd love to see it. Well, some people told me that people would want to play with Butler. If that's Kyle Lowry, that's people. No, that's actually a garbage truck that visits us. By the way, Kyle Lowry will be on the show tomorrow. You can catch him tomorrow on the show. Check him out. So, I mean, really, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out. So, yesterday you saw Butler get injured, and it's amazing because it was Draymond Green pushing the defender into Butler, who then upends Butler, and he lands on his back and he injures himself. And now, we'll see if he can come back and play, and if he can play, at what level can he play, and, all of that.
Literally 2 pains in the asses.
Yes.
And now Butler's got a pain in the ass.
And a pain in the ass, got a pain in the ass. I mean, karma is a beautiful thing sometimes. I got to tell you, karma is a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah. Amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing. But I wish him the worst. I'm sorry. I wish him well, sure. Yeah. Okay. I really felt bad for him yesterday. Lenny Pena is in the house. We're down 0-2, and yeah, we're playing a superior team. I just want us to show some fight. Good effort last night, though. And tonight is the NFL draft. Well, tonight is the Panthers in the Stanley Cup playoffs and the NFL draft. I gotta give the only real team in town we have, let's give them the props. You know what I'm saying? The draft for me is secondary to the Panthers tonight. After all, these players are for 26, not for 25. Brian Radke is in the house. Cosa Nostra. Oh, man. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation. How about that? All of them are there for you, and we always appreciate that. By the way, Bitcoin, 93. Let's see. Let me get a refresher here because I have it at 93.3, but it probably is either a little up, a little down, whatever, right around there. Let me see what happens. And let me give you a little crypto corner, too, real quick here for you guys. Let me run something by you because, we're still at 93.3. As I told you guys, and when we got up to was it like 94, I told you maybe there's a chance we go down to 92, 91 and all that. Well, we're at 93, which is pretty damn good. The signs are all super bullish right now. There's not any craziness coming out of the White House, okay? And let me tell you something. I don't believe in the tariffs the way they're doing it, but Trump has a point to a certain level on the tariffs. Okay, I just would have approached it a lot different. As I take office, I start to approach all these countries behind the scenes, quietly, respectfully, and leave everybody in the dark about it. And then cut deals instead of attacking people, insulting them, raising crazy tariffs, all that kind of stuff, driving the markets down and people getting broke and all that. To me, that was irresponsible. He has a point to a certain extent. Is it to these extremes? No. But, dude, just take it easy. Just like the whole thing about, do we need to make the government a lot smaller? Hell yeah. But, dude, don't attack it in a way where you just, put everybody on a guillotine. No. Take a process through the whole thing. Take some time to study each place. What I would have done, I would have hired an expert of every type of department, an individual that's apart from everything, a neutral person. And then I would have gotten somebody from each party with them. And then they would have gone to each department and go through it for a month. And then after that month is done, you figure out who are a couple of the top employees that for sure you're going to keep. You bring them in. And then for the next couple of weeks, you think of ways where you're going to pare it down. And then you start with slow waves of letting people go, and you give them time and you get them prepared and all of those things. Do it organized. This is all shock and awe, and it's just crazy. It's just unorganized. It just makes no sense. Some of what you want to do makes sense. It's the way you go about it that's irresponsible, and look at what happens to the markets and everything. So, as to Bitcoin, because all of this affects Bitcoin, okay? It affects your stocks. It affects altcoins. It affects everything, Okay. Eventually, everyone will print. The money supply, the M2 money supply is skyrocketing right now. Europe is printing, Germany's printing, China's printing, Japan is printing. We're not printing yet. We're like the biggest printer, and we haven't started yet. Powell is waiting to see about all these tariffs, and once they're done, once the White House has figured out all this craziness and all that, and maybe they come to an agreement with a bunch of countries, hopefully India, Europe, Mexico, and Canada are the ones you need to get done right away. The China one's going to be really difficult, plus the way it's going about it and all that. And yesterday he said, oh, no, we're talking. And then China came out. No, bro, there ain't no talks going on. And so it's just kind of crazy there. It's too unorganized. But if I'm you, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I would do. I hang in there, man. I'm not selling. Anybody that's sold and panicked, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. They're all going to print. And eventually they will. And eventually things will turn. You just got to kind of stand like I have. Like that. This is what I've done. I've just stayed throughout all this turmoil. I didn't sell a damn thing. I just watched whatever dropped and I was able to take advantage of. Then I take advantage of it and I buy more because I know where we're going. Okay. We pay over $1 trillion alone in interest to our debt every year. Just that. Okay, so think about it. That means we're paying over probably about $100 billion a month in interest because we're over a trillion. So okay, and they're saying, oh, we just brought in $15 billion in tariffs. Yeah, that's nice. Do you know the math? Really, what's going on? It's nice. Whatever. It's not really going to solve our problems. You know what I'm saying? Our problems are so deep. And the only thing that solves the problems is what? Is what? The printer. And when the printer starts, risk assets fly. So you just got to hang in there with the volatility like the rest, like the smart ones, like the rich ones, because follow them. They know what the hell they're doing. Okay? Just take advantage. That's all I'm saying. There's a method to the madness. Some of this thing might work. You can agree or disagree with any of our presidents or whatever. But fiscally, that's the stuff that he's trying to work on. He just has gone about everything he does, like all of our presidents, they go about everything the wrong way. When Biden took over, I would have drilled for even more gas instead of shut shit down. Because with the pandemic and then Europe's not buying from Russia oil, I would have been replacing Russia right away, and I would have been bringing that money in right away. And Biden went the other way. Just every president does shit the wrong way. They just make no sense. That's why I don't like either side. I try to repeat this over and over again. But in the end, the markets will turn. In the end, they'll fix all this tariff craziness. They have to. They have no choice. Trump has 18 months till the midterms. He cannot have a recession. He knows if he has a recession, it's over for the last half of his tenure. He has to make it happen now. So by the midterms, they can actually still control the House and the Senate. If he doesn't do it in the next 18 months, and he knows it, the following 2 years will be hell, and he's done and all that kind of stuff, because the Dems will then win more of the House and the Senate, and then it's over for him that way. So he has like 18 months. So he has to print, and he has to get it going. He has to get Powell going. But Powell's waiting to see what he does, what he does, and he's already seeing how it's affected the markets and all that stuff. So Powell's like, no, dude, I'm not joining it. So it's kind of like a game. Trump is playing a game of chicken with Powell and a game of chicken with China. There's a lot of games of chicken going on now, and we're in the middle of it. You just got to be patient and strong, but you cannot panic. What you got to do is take advantage. That's it. That's all. Don't play politics. Don't care about the red or the blue, dude. Care about you. How do I battle what's going on, and how do I make it better for myself? That's it. That's all you can do, because the politicians are all going to look for their own interest, and they're all looking out for themselves. They're not looking out for us. But anyway, so this craziness, I'm telling you, and Bitcoin has held so strong compared to all the other assets. So gold is tearing, Bitcoin is tearing, and now what people all thought that Bitcoin would be a hedge against inflation and all that, it's proving it now. It's proving it in the panic times and everything. People are going there for shelter because it's the smart move. But you got to be patient. And right now, Bitcoin is flying off the exchanges. We are going to have a supply shock in the next couple of months. And the Bitcoin rips to the upside are going to be catastrophic, and they're going to be God candles, and there's going to be, I told you there'd be at least 2 God candles in this bull run. I'm thinking 3 now, because it's now just getting all compressed even more and more and more. And more institutions, more corporations, more cities, more countries are all buying Bitcoin. And it is just, there's only a certain amount, bro. This ain't like the dollar that they can print it, and the ruble and the euro and all that they just multiplies like rabbits. No. There's 21 million and it's over. So just hang in there and trust me, this thing is going to, at least not a financial advisor, but that's the way I think it's going to turn out. Born ready, baby. All right. There we go. I guess you got to do that thing. All right, we're back. All right. As for somebody's asking about altcoins, here's my theory on all altcoins, bro. Not XRP, not just Ethereum, Solana, all of that shit. We need the Republicans to pass legislation. Okay. Their ETFs are lining up all over the world for Ethereum, for Solana, for XRP, for Cardano. So the it's all there. The ETFs, the ETPs, they're all lining up in different, but we need regulations. Okay, so once we get the regulations and it passes through the House and the Senate, and we get that done, okay, and then I would imagine that the CFTC is the one that's going to take over and the crypto part of it. They have their own crypto czar with David Sachs and everything, so that'll be fine. But once they pass legislation, that's when the rich people, the power people, will put their money in. They're waiting for laws. That's been the problem for all of this. Those of us that are investing early, we're investing without any regulations whatsoever. It's been a wild west. Now we've got the people in place that are super pro crypto, so we win. Those of us that we had for 4 years, we had the people that were completely anti-crypto and anti-Bitcoin. Now we have the people that are completely pro-crypto and pro-Bitcoin, but they've only been there for 100 days. They have to pass legislation. Plus, 2 things have to happen. That, and then we have to start printing. And Powell's not going to print for a couple of more months. He's not going to start cutting rates yet, no matter what. He wants to see what happens to the economy right now. He has already seen bad stuff, and he doesn't want to then contribute to it. So he wants to make sure that all this tariff stuff and everything is settled, and then he starts to see numbers come in and how it is affecting, because it's already affecting us. People don't realize what they've made on tariffs. They lost way more in tourism already. Nobody's talking about that, but that's kind of what's going on. They're losing a ton in tourism. A bunch of people aren't coming anymore to the United States. All over the world, they stopped coming here. Large percentage of people are stopping to come, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, so we're losing money in other ways that people don't realize. So Powell has to see that first, and then he has to see how it develops, and if it gets worse, then he responds one way or the other. But he's waiting. He's letting Trump take all the heat because it's all on him. He brought it all upon himself with all the rhetoric and all that other stuff and the tariffs and all that. And he's scared the crap out of people that they've dumped. Look at all your 401ks and everything. It's crazy. So he's waiting. So your altcoins and your stocks, they won't explode until we start QE. We're still at QT, which is quantitative tightening. But we've now eased up on the tightening, and we're getting at that level where we start with the easing. And when we start with the easing and they start putting in money into the system, that's when assets will fly. So then if you're an Ethereum or an XRP guy or lady out there, or you love your Cardano, or you love your Polygon, or you love whatever it is, it'll start running. It'll start running. If you got a good company you invested in, it'll start running. So you'll see your Ondo explode and H-bar and all that kind of stuff. But until they start quantitative easing, until they get regulations, I don't see altcoins running. Bitcoin already is regulated. It's already approved. It's already super legal. That's why it's going to run. And then if things get worse, Bitcoin becomes even more powerful. If they would have kept going with the whole tariff thing and all that and becomes even worse, Bitcoin soars even more. Bitcoin soars faster in crisis, and it'll run strong with a good economy. Doesn't matter. It will not go down. It's 16 years. It started 8 digits behind a penny. And it's in the 90s now, right? Or 80, what is it? 80, what is it now? Yeah, 90, right? Yeah, 93. 16 years. So for all the idiots, it's going to zero. No, moron. It's only going up. You just got to hold it for time. You don't worry about what happens in fluctuations in weeks or months. You don't do that. You hold it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and you're going to see your money 10x, 20x easily, 40x. So anyway, we're waiting for laws, man. They have to pass them. And we have the right side if you're a crypto person, if you're a Bitcoin person, we have the right side of the government in there for it, because the Republicans have always been pro crypto. They just got to get it done. That's all. And they haven't been able to finish that part of it. When they do, it soars. Let's go. All right. Big O, who is your first pick? What should the Dolphins do today in the first round? Well, there's 3 options that the Dolphins should happen in this first round. And first is corner. Whether it's Johnson or Brown, all right? Jade, right? Will or Jade? Okay, and I know Will has the injury history. And then there's another Will, the tackle Will Campbell. All right? I think those are kind of the players you're looking at around there at 13. Or maybe what becomes much more sexier for a front office and a head coach that is definitely on the hot seat, maybe you trade down here. And I think that might be the option for them also. I think those are your three options. You either get the corner, you get the tackle if it's there, or you trade down because there's a terrific move that's available for you that you move down to 17, 20, 22, 24. You can still get pretty much close to the same player you're getting at 13 minus the corners. Okay? Because obviously the top three corners, there's a drop off after that. At least that's what the word is out there. That's what everybody's talked about. But your guard, your defensive tackle, something like that, you could probably get at that later spot, and it's worthy of it. And then you're picking up something extra along the way. That kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I would not be surprised if your options are first trade down, second corner, and third tackle. Because you do have your starting tackles. You have Keon coming back. He could be your swing. The other guy could also help you out, Larry Broom or whatever the hell his name is. He could help you out. And maybe you feel like, you know what? Guard is something we can pick up in the second and third rounds. And if you trade down, you might end up picking up an extra second or third. Boom. That allows you to pick up your guards there. Maybe you pick up two guards now and add serious depth on the offensive line and in the interior. Yes, sir.
I've been following, as you've been doing this on X. Omar retweeted Spotrac, and they have what you kind of just discussed with the Broncos, with the Dolphins trading out of 13, going to 20, where the Broncos are.
Okay.
It's the 13th and a fourth round pick for the Broncos, 20th and another second round pick.
Okay.
So then they would get the 2 second round picks as well, because they get.
Don't they have 2 4s?
I don't know. I'm just saying
I think
it was at 4, so then they would lose one. No,
I think they have 2 3s and 2 4s, don't they?
One of them are compensatory.
Yeah.
Right?
One is the Wilkins one.
Yeah.
And then the other one
is
the guard, isn't it?
Maybe that's the one that you would lose.
Yeah.
You would trade that one, and then you'd pick up
the
Broncos at 20 and their second round pick.
Right. Okay.
In that situation, but again, it's smoke and mirrors right now until the time draft goes. Everything's going to be thrown out now.
Yeah.
And they got the Broncos picking up a tight end. They're trading up to get the tight end from
Penn State.
I think it's Penn State. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I have to double check. I don't think it was the Penn State guy.
Okay.
But I think they got the Penn State guy gone
earlier.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, whatever, man. That's fine with me. Whatever they end up taking, But it's obviously going to be a challenge. Just like, folks, let me tell you something. Choosing the right lawyer is a challenge. And the laws today in Florida do not benefit us. They benefit the insurance companies. They benefit the corporations. So the most important thing you do is call the right lawyers. And my guys, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom, they have helped out a bunch of our listeners, including myself. Years ago, we had some kids go through the wall of our house. Okay. And man, that Progressive did not want to live up to their responsibilities, because these insurance companies, they're great at collecting your money every single month. Oh yeah, pay me that premium, baby, every single month. But then when they've got to live up to their responsibilities, they're trying to shortcut you, and it doesn't matter what we're talking about, home, car, health, you know what I'm talking about. So the best thing you do is have the right lawyers by your side. So if you think you have a case, the consultation's free. Call Jeff or Dan, 954-966-4646, bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. They do it all, man. Go to the website, WRFLAlaw.com, and give them a ring anywhere in Florida, 954-966-4646 for Welt and Rayom. All right. Let's see. What you got, bro?
Real quick, I just want to correct my story. It's Move the Sticks is the one Omar thing, and it's the Michigan tight end was the one that they were.
Oh, okay. At. All right.
But it's the Dolphins.
Daniel
trade.
Jeremiah?
I think that's it. Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah. So they traded 13 and a fourth rounder to the Broncos for pick 20 and a second rounder.
I've known Daniel Jeremiah since he was a scout for the Browns and the Ravens. And then he became a star. Good dude. Great dude, by the way. Great human being. Forget what you see on television and all that. And, of course, you'll love that because he does excellent work. But he is a fantastic human being. Not enough good shit can happen to Daniel Jeremiah. One of those people that I do love in the business. I like a lot. Trust. Let's see, what else do we have going on the chat board here? NorCal says, I don't follow basketball, but Tannehill was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. But I got to say, man, super role player is so on the mark for Bam Adebayo. Sneak Attack says, Tannehill was my all-time favorite. It still makes me laugh. It was perfect because he'd kill everything. Hope, players, drives. Just it was amazing. He was a special killer. Not the kind of killer that you normally want on your team. You know, normally you want like the Dwayne Wade killer, you know, the Dan Marino killer, the Mark Clayton killer, the Jason Taylor killer. Not the guy that kills and ends careers for tight ends. Yes.
He was like a serial killer, right?
He was, yeah, he's actually our first ever serial killer. Yeah. Tannehill is our first ever serial killer. Juan Rosa says Delonte West needs to hit on Bam's mom. Maybe that would trigger him. As bad as I want to be mad at Jovic, I can't blame him. No, he's a child, bro. It was, believe it or not, I blame Jovic at the end of that game more on Spo than on Jovic. And I'm not being a phony. He should have played him in game one. I mean, like, what is your team, dude? Like, your team ain't shit. Like, they haven't proven anything. These guys have never won anything collectively that matters. This is the most they've ever done to get into the playoffs. What Bam and Tyler ever did while they were riding others' coattails, that doesn't mean shit to me. I'm talking about now. This is their team. They've accomplished nothing in life. So it's like, why wouldn't I use Jovic and Pele Larson? Down the stretch, well, I mean, Jovic wasn't playing, but Pele Larson proved to be one of my best players. I don't know. Were you watching the same thing I was watching the last couple of weeks of the regular season? While you were trying to get in the play-in and the playoffs, the guy that helped you get into the play-in is named Pele Larson. And then all of a sudden you don't play him. And I love Spo to death, dude. I think he's phenomenal. He's the best X's and O's coach basketball-wise ever in the history of South Florida sports. Better than Riley, better than Larinaga. And that's saying a lot. He screwed up in game one. He should have played Jovic. Less nerves. You get through that crap. And he screwed up. Screwed up big time on that one. So I don't blame Jovic at all. He played well. It's just he screwed up a bunch at the end there. Yes. Yes, but he's young. I blame more Wiggins and Bam. I'm pissed at those guys. I'm more pissed that Tyler Hero is so soft on defense that now they're laughing. Now you're the butt of the jokes now. Now, we all knew you sucked on defense. We talk about it. We know you're a turnstile on defense, but now your colleagues around the league are now, advertising it. That's some shit right there, bro. Like, if that doesn't check you, I don't know what will. Bam is like a strong plastic nail going into a piece of solid oak. Nice to look at, but ineffective at times against tough material, or in his case, opponents. Yeah, he does fold against tougher players at his size. That happens too. Jacoby Brissett was good. You're right. Thank you, Joe. No, it was Jabroni Brissett. You got to complete my name here, bro. It was Jabroni Brissett. And that was a good one too, because he is a jabroni. Yeah. 100%. I've seen Bam move away from charging players and not attack the rim this year. I don't know what's going on. That's who he is. He's a passive player. Gus 1388. Ray Grullon says, howdy-o, Andor Season 2 is intense and so good. They are releasing 3 episodes each Tuesday, and the timeline moves a year ahead after each block. Wow, okay. I will catch up. I will binge down the line. Patrick Vecchio is in. John says, you're going to turn around on rough seas to make it to the beautiful island. Nope. You keep going to the promised land. Juan goes, now we know the Cavs can only score 121 points against the Heat. Can someone else besides Tyler give us 22 points? That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard. And Bam doesn't have the drive to do that on a night in and night out basis. He has the ability, but he doesn't have the cojones. So it's tough. You know, the Cav thing is funny because last year, before he committed to the Cavs long term, we had several of you in Heat Nation trying to make a case for why would Donovan Mitchell stay in Cleveland? Why wouldn't he come here to play with our team? And to that, I laughed because, again, Heat Nation has become a very delusional group of fans. And by the way, some of the media also, okay? It's become like this delusional group that they think they're worthy of everything and that every star comes to them when that doesn't happen anymore. You know? And it's weird like that. And I just want to revisit it because I got plenty of it last year. People actually thought that it would be better for Donovan Mitchell to stay in Cleveland, to come here than stay in Cleveland. I get it, dude. It sucks to live in Cleveland. I've been in Cleveland several times. Bro, it's a deadbeat place to live. When you live in Miami and South Florida, and you live in New York or Chicago or anywhere in California, Northern or Southern California, Seattle that we went to. I'd never been to Seattle. Oh, my God, can't even come close. I've been to Dallas. Doesn't even come close. Cleveland sucks. Isn't that the song from the show? Cleveland sucks. Cleveland sucks. Isn't that what they say on the Drew Carey theme song? Cleveland sucks. No, they don't. Oh, it's a Freudian slip. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's right. I'm sorry. I just kind of, I'm hearing it in my head. Cleveland sucks.
It should say that.
Cleveland sucks. I mean, it's just kind of what I hear.
You also have to remember Drew Carey was singing it too. So
yeah. I mean, I've been there for all kinds of things, unfortunately. It's not a sorry if you live in that area. I don't mean to insult you, but your place sucks. Okay? Like it sucks. Like you guys don't even come close to Panama City in Panama. I'd rather live there 100,000 times over than in Cleveland. Just saying. But okay, it sucks to live there, but you only have to live there during the, basketball season. Then you can go out and live in another town for the off season, go travel or something, and you're only going to be there for a few more years for your career, so you're really not stuck there. You know what I mean? Imagine that, making it your choice. Anyway, sorry, Cleveland. But yeah, what happened to those people that thought that it would be a good idea for Donovan Mitchell to come to Miami instead of Cleveland? No, for basketball purposes, Cleveland is light years ahead of Miami. Let's see. Where are we going at? Josh Miller, Big O, it's Christmas Day. Yes, sir. Brian Landis. Oh, did you fart and break your camera and microphone? No. Well, True Fin Fan's not here visiting us. That's the only person that could do something like that. Well, that's true. He could be downstairs. Yeah. And that means all the machines are wiped out. That's right. A couple more days for that Bitcoin they're going to give away on Saturday night. $50,000. They're going to give away a Bitcoin here Saturday night. Giovanni, hola, everyone. Man, I got tired of watching the show on replays late nights. Back live. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Luis Benito, Shadur Sanders to Miami. Yeah, they're trying to save their ass. I don't think they're going to take a quarterback. They're going to take a player in the first round that needs to help them this year win. You know? We're doing great, Joseph, considering it's draft day and it scares the crap out of me. What else? Elaine Narvis, absolutely right about tariffs. I agree with them, but Trump went about it bro, all presidents, all these guys, they just go about everything the wrong way. That's kind of the, that's the clown show that it is, Yeah, it's in the oath. Yeah. Both Biden and Trump took the oath. We'll do stupid things and screw Americans. That's what we do here, unfortunately, but whatever. But hopefully it gets to where he needs to get to for our sake. And by the way, he has the best part about the whole Trump situation, whether you like him or not, he has to turn it around because he has 18 months. He has to do. If he doesn't, the midterms will be a disaster for the party, and it may be a disaster for several years to come. And that's great for us because then Democrats take over, and then we get to pay a whole bunch of taxes. Anyway, we won't win either way. All right, folks. I'll tell you where you actually can go and win, baby. You go to my friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines at 16100. And folks, right now, they got cross treks everywhere. So if you're looking for a cross tech right now, you can get the cross trek. Why am I having problems with Crosstrek? Anyway, the Crosstrek base, you can get it for $439 a month. Sign and drive, 3.9% financing. The Forester, man, the base, sign and drive, 3.9% financing. The Outback Premium, beautiful SUV. If you're looking for an SUV, the wife needs something reliable and, of course, tough, sturdy, something you can count on. A Subaru vehicle is exactly that. You can get the Outback Premium. Listen to this. For $289 a month and 2.9% financing. Go check it out. 16100 Pines Boulevard. The Impreza 5-door, 4.9% financing. If you're looking for a young person, they need a car for a school, for anything, their first car, $159 a month. Come on, man, $159. That is beautiful. The Legacy Premium, you can get it for $279 a month. 3.9% financing. The Ascent Premium, sign and drive, 3.9% financing. That's $323 a month. Go check out my friends at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. They've got a great service center, a friendly staff. We're going to be there at the end of the month on Wednesday, the 30th, having some fun, starting off at noon. Join us at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. All right. Let's see what we got. Who called my name, says True Fan. Someone say fart? Oh, man. Remember, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo. Many ways to help our show grow, keep us alive, keep us going. Make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Also, Chainlink or Solana. We tell you this because I know we have the super chats, but I try to encourage you to go to Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal because we get 100%. The super chats, we appreciate it, but damn, YouTube takes 30% of it, which is incredibly unfair as it is because they pay you practically nothing for the views. Don't forget to hit the like button also. That's another way you can support the hell out of our show. That gets the algorithms going, gets more people to watch the show out there. We will be back tonight to do a draft show. It won't be a long one, but it'll be a short show, and we'll do a draft show recapping the first round pick or picks or whatever. What do I do if there's no pick and they trade out of the first round? And they trade for like 2 second-rounders and a third or some shit like that because they trade out of the first.
We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at Acura Pembroke Pines.
Oh man, I don't think that'll happen. I think they'll do something. I think they'll make some kind of a move. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Yeah. You don't trade out of the first round unless you can get the 32nd pick,
or they give you a player.
Third, right? Yeah.
Or they give you a player that's a 1 or 2 year player that only been in the league, but it's a young player that's up and coming. They can help you right away or something that replaces that pick in a way.
They do that to get rid of Jalen Ramsey if the other team eats his money.
Oh, dude. See, let me, I'm glad you brought that up. The Jalen Ramsey situation will be bad for the Dolphins no matter how you slice it. 31 teams know he wants out. Whether it's true or not, what Armando Salguero reported, that they, after signing him a year later, they went to him and said, well, you need to take a pay cut. That doesn't make any sense because you know who Jalen Ramsey is. He's going to tell you to go F yourself. You already gave him the money. It's guaranteed. Why would he give it back? That's stupid. So whatever. I think it's more really, I'm not saying Armando's wrong. He might be right. I think it's just a guy that says, this is bullshit. I'm out of here, bro. Because I see what he sees. So, you know what I'm saying? So the Jalen Ramsey thing will be bad because I don't think they'll get much of a pick. And worst, they're already going to lose $9 million of cap space. A team's going to say, yeah, we'll take him, but we're not paying 21. You're going to have to pay 5, 10, 12 of that. And, you know, they won't be able to even command that much more of a, okay, well, then give us a 6 instead of a 7th. I mean, it's just, they're going to lose cap space. They're going to lose the player. They're going to lose even more cap space. They're in a, I would not trade them. I would tell them, hey, buddy, we tried, but we're not going to take this much of a deficit. We paid you. Get your ass in gear and play, whether you like it or not. Too fat, too fucking bad. That's it. But if you're trying to save your jobs, you cannot afford to trade Jalen Ramsey. Now you've gotten to the point where he wants to get the hell out of your team. So if you bring him back, it's going to be a major problem. Well, you know what? I'd almost rather not lose the cap space and say, bro, I'm losing you anyways. You know, what's a 7th rounder going to do? Is it going to save my job? F you. I'd rather you go through. You know what, bro? Sit if you want. Don't play. Whatever. I don't care, but I'm not losing my cap space. That's what I would do with Jalen Ramsey. I'm sorry. I'm trying to save my job if I'm Mike McDaniel. I'm trying to save my job if I'm Chris Greer. Why should I accommodate your ass and lose more cap space? Sorry. You either stay and play, and if you don't want to play, we'll suspend you and we'll take your money and fine you, and we'll do it that way. And we'll take you to court. That's it. And we'll have some fun that way. And you won't play much for a year, and it'll hurt your value. The cap space is more valuable than that. If you're going to lose a player, then, hey, man, so be it. Hey, we'll trade you during the season if it arrives before the trade deadline. Somebody needs a corner, we'll trade you. At that point, you're playing well and all that, we'll move you. But right now, we can't get something that helps us. We're not moving you. That's what I would do. But that's just me. What the hell do I know? Let's see. Rosendo says, actually, Trump is correct about the tariffs. The U.S. has a lower average external tariffs on goods, imports than many of its trading partners. And also, we're not allowed. They also block our products from going into certain countries too. And manipulate. So it's double tariffs. He's right about it, but he's wrong about how he goes about it. The way he goes about it is completely stupid. Just like Biden did with the oil. and shutting down the pipeline, and that's it. Instead of turning it up even more, the moron, if he wanted to build his precious green highway, he should do what the Arab nation does. Brother, pump up as much oil as you can. If you don't do it, somebody else will anyways. Don't be this whole thing, and then build your green highway with that. Just like the Arab nations have built palatial cities and all kinds of things that they're building, and they do it with oil money. You should have done the same thing. Our presidents are just stupid people. That's all they are. That's it. So what you do is, like I said, you take over and you negotiate the tariffs behind the scenes with class. You know, you meet with everybody. Look, poor Besson. Besson is a stud, by the way. You know who Besson is? The tall guy with the gray hair and the glasses? Anyway, Besson had to come out and say, America first is not just us alone. No, America first means we want to create more connection with our allies and our partners and all that, because he has to then put water on and douse what the other guy's saying. It's just crazy, dude. That's not how you go about things, but whatever. It is what it is. Eventually we'll get through it. It's just rough waters. Speaking of rough waters, my friend Steve Calabro is going through some rough Watertown.
No, it's actually Waretown. It's
Waretown, Watertown.
I wrote Watertown in my text.
That's because you needed water.
Good.
By the way, did Trump open up the water over there?
Yeah, it's opening up. There's a little bit of a tariff on it. Depending on which way you voted. But in Ocean County, New Jersey, everybody voted for Trump. So don't worry about it. But so listen. Good afternoon. But I got a report. The Jersey guy has to report about some Jersey news.
Well, first of all, the fire is the most important.
That's what I'm saying. Forget about sports for a second. Just put sports on the shelf for a second. My wife was in the middle of the fire.
I know. I was telling everybody about that.
It's insane. So she tells me she's been giving me play-by-play. I mean, some of the photos are unbelievable. Play-by-play.
You send me the
I
photos.
Mean, flames.
They're like right there.
Yeah, like right.
Ginormous flames.
like 4 or 5 stories, and you're like, wait, what's going on? You know?
Yeah, like, am I about to die? So that's what that photo looks like.
So that's so funny you said that, because in the street that I live on, it's a Jersey Shore community. So not everybody's there.
Oh.
You see, it's winter. It's still winter in New Jersey, right?
They're here.
I'm here. She just happened to go there. Her and I went there for Easter to see the family. Okay, we went, saw the family, blah, blah, blah. Now, she wanted to stay a couple days, see a couple of her friends. She gets with one of her friends, Mary. She sees the smoke. And she said, hey, calls me up and says, Steve, it's really bad. Like, there's smoke. It's really bad. But she goes, me and Mary going to dinner, right? So, okay. That's a normal.
Yeah, it's a barbecue out of control.
I mean, it's a fire, but I mean, nobody thinks it's going to be down the street, right? And so she goes down the street. You got to go about like a mile. And then you turn right. You go about a mile to the restaurant. She walks in there. They put the water down. They give the menus. And then the chef runs over. I'm sorry. We can't give you any food tonight. We just lost our power. Like that second. Okay, this is minutes. So my wife and my wife Cheryl and Mary, they get in the car. They say, let's go back to the house. We'll have a drink. They have to go a mile to turn left to go into the neighborhood. It takes them 2.5 hours to go a mile.
Wow.
Because now all hell has broken loose. The highways are all closed. And you have to understand New Jersey. There's only one main highway.
Yeah, you have mountains, man.
Not mountains. We have
hills, mountains, whatever.
We have pinelands. All these is pinelands, and it's one road.
Okay.
There's one old road that has one lane.
Right.
There's one new road has 2 or 3 lanes. They're all closed. So where do the people go?
Right.
They go nowhere. You
right.
know, it was nuts. So she said she was scared. So now they go home. And I kind of talk her off the ledge. I'm talking to her every hour. Everything's going to be fine, right? At 5:15 in the morning.
She's the one in the fire. You're not.
No, I know. She's much stronger.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine, honey. I'm 1,500 miles away. The fire has no shot at hitting me here in Hialeah.
I should be fine here in Hialeah. No. I love her dearly, but she was scared, so I'm trying to like calm her down.
Hell yeah! I saw the pictures.
Calm it down. I mean, you look out the backyard. There's flames.
Yes,
You know?
literally, like the pictures, like they're like scary. He sent them to me.
So now her girlfriend, she lives across the street. So she gets up at like 5:30 in the morning. Right? She gets up at 5:30 in the morning, and her husband's out of town, just like I'm out of town. Right? So these on the street, nobody's there except these two women and like maybe 3 other houses that we don't know each other, right? And so she gets up and she looks to the left, and the flames are as high as they've ever been. It's 5:30 in the morning. She gets in her car. She's just scared. It's pitch dark. She's by herself. This is my wife's friend, Mary, and she runs down. She drives down to get to the road to turn onto the old highway, and the cops stop her, and they say, first of all, you can't go anywhere. Everything's really closed, and they tell her, and they were right. Don't worry. We think you're safe.
Yeah, because they controlled
it. They did a control burn, and the control burn is working.
Right, yeah.
The control, but I got to tell you.
They protected the house. I saw the reports. They protected the house.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
They did.
It's not contained the fire, by the way.
No, the fire's out of control, but the controlled burn.
The houses are not one house is burned down. Not one house suffered.
Well, wait a second.
Businesses.
Yeah,
yes.
some businesses. So
yeah.
So
but it looked like it didn't get to the homeowners. It didn't get to the neighborhoods.
No, very close to this one neighborhood. Called Pheasant Run, very close. That's the furthest west neighborhood. But so she goes back and did I show you the nighttime picture?
Yeah,
the one with the flames.
Yeah.
It's like insane. It's like ridiculous insane. So now the next morning, my wife's like, "Well, what do we do now?" So she goes down and there's a guy. When you go to the main street, across the main street is the fire. And there's a place that guy fixes my car. Sure Metric, a great guy. He races cars down here in New Smyrna, Florida. He's a great race car driver. New Smyrna, whatever, Smyrna. Chris, he's a race car driver. That's the daytime picture. Yes.
I don't know if that can they see that? Like it's right on the houses right there, dude.
I mean, it's literally insane. Like it's been. So
imagine that's your house and you've got that like right hanging out behind you. Like that's insanity.
Look at this. That's the nighttime picture that Mary sees out her backyard.
Want to make sure there's no phone numbers here. Okay.
This is what she's seeing. Now remember, if you can't get out by road, I got to tell you something. You're not going to believe this. If you can't get out by road, you have to get out by boat. So Mary unties her kayak. So she's got her kayak. My wife has her.
You could have called True Fin Fan. He'd go pick you up, bro, and take you to the boat. Take it from there to the.
We could have
used there to the Bimini.
Yeah.
Short ride. Short ride.
Yeah, there you go. It's a
short ride.
Understand? My wife had her bag at the front door because she envisioned like the police knocking on the front door.
You got to go.
You got to get out of here.
You
right?
got to go.
And then Mary has the kayak untied, ready to throw it in the water and start, I guess, going east.
Kayaking
at 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Oh.
This is what they were doing. Like, I mean, you can't laugh. It was serious shit, but I will tell you, hats off. First of all, hats off to Mary and Cheryl. They did a hell of a job. They
got more guts than we do.
Yeah, they're smarter and they're stronger. And it's just another example of that women are pretty smart, man.
Women are the superior being.
It's not even close, to be honest with you. But
come on.
At any rate, but hats off to in New Jersey, the first responders teamed up together. There were 100 to 150 cities. There's a lot of little cities in New Jersey. They all brought their fire equipment and their firefighters.
Yep.
I mean, they were just flying in like dozens and dozens and dozens of trucks.
I hope they stick a hot poker up that guy's ass for starting the fire.
19-year-old punk kid.
Yeah.
He starts a fire burning
pallets.
Pallets. I mean, come on. This is insanity. And he does it just a little far south down there in Wells Mill Road. It was bad, but the good news is,
kids, when you start fires, stay away from flammable things.
Yes, like pallets,
or trees, forest. You might want to light it somewhere where it's contained.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But that was now. You know what she's saying this morning? She said she's in her house with a mask because the smoke.
Oh, for sure.
You can't open the windows to clear
For
out.
sure.
It's all about the wind, right? So if the wind blows away from her house, then the smoke's going the other way. But if it blows towards us, then you got to keep the windows closed, and it kind of seeps in, and it's crazy. But
no, and now you get ash all over your damn house.
I got ash all over the deck. We have a back deck. You have picnics in the back, right? There's all kinds of ash all over the place. It's like
You're gonna have to call somebody to go clean the whole roof and everything.
Power wash the whole night.
Yeah, you have to make sure they power roof because then it just gets baked into the damn roof.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. But look, they're safe. They got through it. The responders did a great job. The creep will go to jail, and we can move on to some other stuff. But it's interesting.
But I want him to really go to jail.
Oh,
I don't want this son of a bitch to go for a week and great behavior and let's let him out.
No, I think
no. You need to pay a price for being this freaking stupid.
Yeah, this was 15,000 acres
and some businesses. You ruined some people's lives.
So
you upended people's lives with this.
So I was talking about Sure Metrics. It's an auto place. Chris owns it. He's the race car driver, and he comes down to Florida to race. The business next to his is like this family-owned business owned for like 40 years in the town. It's Forked River. It looks like your viewers are going to think it says Forked River. The correct pronunciation is Forked River. Just so you know that's where we're at here. I just give you it's Waretown, not Watertown. I did type wrong. It's so it goes Waretown south.
How can you get that wrong? What the fork is wrong with you?
Well, Forked. So it's Waretown is south, Forked River's in the middle, and then Berkeley's in the north, right? So that's
okay.
Now Forked River is part of Lacey Township. So one of your viewers might pick it up. So it's anyhow, it's a New Jersey thing.
We're going to Jersey now.
Yeah, going way too near Jersey on that.
Jersey
on that.
I stop at Bada Bing.
Listen, I'll give it better Jersey.
Bada Bing, and that's it.
The fire was between exit 69 and exit 74 because New Jersey's all about exits.
Okay, there you go.
So I want you to know that between on the Garden State Parkway, 69 and 74. But at any rate, it's safe and
that's good.
We're good and
we got $50,000 in Bitcoin on Saturday.
This Saturday's big, 50,000. Somebody's going home with some.
See how strong it's held
crypto
through all this crap. It even got stronger.
It's not stronger.
Yeah,
stronger.
Because that and gold is now the hedge against inflation.
That's the alternative, right? You got to go. You got to go the other way.
Now people are realizing it, and most will realize that you don't go gold. What are you gonna do, bro? Carry it around with you? No, dude. You go Bitcoin. It's liquid.
Keep in mind, some people like gold. That's why next month we're giving away gold bars.
No, I get that.
Some people want to carry it around.
Yeah.
Listen, Bob Menendez.
Once you win the gold bar, gold bar Menendez.
Some people like.
That's
to carry,
how I call him. Gold bar Menendez.
Some people do like to carry bars around. As a matter of fact, a Cuban American from New Jersey, Bob Menendez, who I'm embarrassed that he's from New Jersey. All Cubans should be embarrassed that he's Cuban. But he's a thief. He's a criminal.
He's a Dem, too.
He's a Dem.
Well, Cuban Dem?
No. All the Cubans in New Jersey are Dems. All the Cubans in Florida are Republicans. I can't figure it out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Hudson County is all Democrat. It's all Cuban and it's all Democrat.
No shit.
They came to the country in the same time. They came in the same time. It's very odd.
Wow.
I have never been able to figure it out. The same people land here in Miami. They're Republicans. The same.
They went up there.
The ones, I guess, the cold weather affected.
I have family in Passaic. I know.
They're
I know
all
what you're talking
Dems.
about. But I actually don't know if he's Democrat or Republican. But
the
okay.
majority of Cubans in New Jersey are in Hudson County, and they're Democrat. It's a stronghold.
I did not know that.
Here's how the media is a bad thing. The Gannett news service.
Right.
There's such oh my God, Gannett, they must be so smart. They endorsed Menendez in his last no, the clown
election. Wanted to run again and everything.
Here's what they said to the readers of the Gannett newspaper. Hold your nose, reach over, and vote for Menendez.
Oh, come on.
They knew he would. That's a true story. You can look it up. That's what they.
It's embarrassing.
That's
that we're cheerleaders on both sides.
Think of that.
That's
the
all it
Gannett
is.
newspaper is
Yeah.
telling you to vote for somebody that they think you shouldn't even look at and just hold
Right.
your nose and pull the lever.
Yeah, just because of the party thing.
Give me a break, right?
No, I know.
So anyhow, and, oh, by the way, the good thing about Bob Menendez is he's very close with his wife. His wife's also a criminal. So I guess he has
Hey, listen, they keep it in the family, all right?
It's a very
Come
La
on.
Familia criminal, right?
Come on. Why are you picking on family values?
No, I'm saying they're think alike. That's why they probably are madly in love, and maybe
strong.
they can have conjugal visits between men and women's
Those who
prisons.
steal together stay together.
What's his name? Bob got 11 years. He got 11 years sentence. He'll probably serve like 3 or 4 because that kind of crap. But they say she might get more because she was a little bit of an instigator of this.
Okay.
But once again, Gold Bar's in the jacket.
Love it.
Can you fit your Gold Bar here in
I love it.
Gold Bar's about the size of your cell phone. Just
I love it.
Put it right in there. Look, so we're giving them away in May.
I would have
Bitcoin this Saturday.
I would have gone Bitcoin. That way I can, you could travel around the world and it's just 12 words in your head and nobody can touch it. You know what I'm saying? What you can do, carry around gold all over the place.
Well, Bob did.
Yeah.
Bob did. In his
Yeah, it
sports
didn't work
jacket.
out well. It didn't work out well
Didn't work out too
for
well.
Bob.
No, it didn't work out too well for Bob.
Didn't work out for real.
But at any rate, let's just talk a little South Florida football. I mean,
I think they're trading today.
they got to do. First of all, they have horrible
Corner or
picks.
tackle.
I guess corner because Ramsey's gonzo, but I mean, I get that. But
The Jahdae Brown kid or the Will Johnson kid are the
let me ask you
are
this,
the guys.
and I don't think this is the reality, but you never know in a draft, right? If by chance, everybody that listens here is going to disagree, but I firmly believe this, and it's not going to happen. You're not going to agree either because you're saying, look, it's their last year.
Right, Shador.
No, Jackson Dart. If he's available at 13, which he won't because I think New Orleans is going to take him at 9, why not take him? Why not take Jackson Dart and start all over again?
Well, they say that New Orleans may not even go quarterback at 9 anymore.
Well, then Dart might be available.
I don't think they'll do it at all.
I don't think they will either, but what do you think of that? If you and I were the guys making the call?
I think these players are helping whoever the coaching staff is for 2026. That's what I think is happening.
They're just giving up on 2025.
I think, well, they're trying to save their jobs in 2025, but I think the players they're drafting are going to be about 2026, really, more than anything else. And I think because they're trying to save their jobs, they're not going to get, a quarterback. It would make a lot of sense only because your quarterback refuses to take care of himself.
He's going to get hurt again.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on. He's
for
a nice
sure.
guy and all that stuff.
The way he decides to play has created this environment for us, unfortunately. So yeah, no, I'm with you. I totally understand that.
But I don't think they're going to do it, but I think they should.
But they will not do it. They will not do it.
I
And
agree
I don't
with
think the Giants are taking Shador.
I don't know.
Everybody talk about Shador dropping. I talked about this on the show. You're old enough. Jack Elway was the dick and said, no, you're not drafting my son, John Elway, to the Colts.
Yeah.
Archie Manning was the dick.
Yeah.
He told the Chargers, no, we're not going there whatsoever. It wasn't the kids. Okay, so if Dion does it, he's a head coach in college right now. He creates even more problems for him by doing all of that. So instead, his son, in the middle of those interviews, sits down and says, oh, yeah, so what about your organization? How come you guys have had 10 quarterbacks in the last 15 years? What is it that you guys can't? So he's been a dick in interviews. Maybe he's being a dick on purpose because then I see Mike Tomlin come out and say, there's a toughness there that people don't talk about. There's a leadership quality there that they don't talk about. And he comes, and when you're a high pick, you're headed for a shitty team.
Yeah.
More often than not, you're headed for a dysfunctional place, a bad place.
Bad organization.
So if you're Shador Sanders, and you already made money, you don't need money. These kids now are making millions in NIL before they get to the NFL.
Right.
Plus, he was raised with money.
Yeah.
So this isn't about money right now. So for him, I kind of think he's being a dick on purpose to almost everybody except maybe a couple places that he looks and goes, "Oh, Mike Tomlin, nice to meet you, sir. I would love to play with." And I bet Mike Tomlin got the real Shedeur Sanders, and I bet places like the Giants did not get the real Shedeur Sanders. I think that's what's going on. Shedeur is doing exactly what Jack Elway and Archie Manning did, except it's not the old man this time. It's the son driving the bus.
But if you're the Giants, you're going to walk out of this draft without a quarterback?
Maybe you do it in the second round, but you're not taking the kid that basically is telling you, "You guys are a joke. I don't want to play here."
Yeah, then you're taking.
And then imagine if you take him and he goes, I'm shocked they took me because we had a terrible meeting. I told them
I told him I wasn't hot on the organization.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He could protect the quarterback.
He could come out and say that about you. And then all of a sudden, right there from the get-go, you have created a problem for your team, for your fan base, and a waste of a pick.
A good pick.
And it's a position of need. So I'm thinking this guy has purposely sabotaged it to drop all the way to the Steelers. And then the Steelers just like, "Hey, man.
They step in shit."
And we're like, "Yeah, we got it, baby." Kind of like Marino for us. We had the cocaine rumors.
Yeah, all the rumor.
He threw a bunch of interceptions his senior year. It was like the perfect storm. And Danny falls all the way to a point that he should have never fallen because he was better than everybody except Kelly. It was him and Kelly. The other guys that went, please, Blackledge and Eason and O'Brien. Are you kidding
on a team
me?
that didn't really throw?
Are you kidding me, please? And so, it was just one of those things that it's just, I as the Mad Dog used to say, rest in peace, I put it to my nosy and it don't smell so rosy. and I just think this is a calculated sabotage.
All right, so moving on to I agree with you on that. I do agree, although I think the Giants are in a really bad place. I don't know what the solution is for them. However, I got a question for you, or a conversation I want to have with you. Travis Hunter saying, "I want to play both ways." Now, I just want to share with your viewers that I met the last guy that played both ways. He is one tough son of a bitch. Passed away about 10 years ago. I was in a room in Trump Plaza with a bunch of football players, a bunch of customers, young, old. I'm telling you, this guy was like 60 years old. He could have kicked anybody's ass.
Gordy, are you talking about Gordy?
Chuck Bednarik.
Oh, Chuck Bednarik.
Chuck Bednarik, one of the toughest guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I was scared when I was talking to him.
But he wasn't full-time two-way.
He played special teams also.
Yeah, but that special team, I know. Otto Graham also did some stuff like that too. Yeah, but special teams is not full-time. That's,
No, he played offense, defense,
oh, he did?
And special teams.
Full-time?
Full-time. He didn't get off the field. Oh, by the way, his number was 1960. He was in 1960. The Eagles won the NFL championship.
He played full-time on both sides?
That's what everybody told me, that he played full-time both sides.
I got to check that out.
And get this. So I got a picture. There's a picture. It's called The Hit. Where, remember, back then, Frank Gifford was Pretty Boy.
Yes.
Came out of USC and, a good-looking dude, and he's a running back, and he's fast, and, he's the good-looking guy. He plays for the Giants. Bednarik plays for the Eagles.
Right.
So there's a play, and it's not a dirty hit. I viewed it again.
Yeah.
Gifford catches the ball. Bednarik tackles him high, way up high, sort of rips his head off. And what's his name? Gifford goes down, broken leg, laying there like he's dead. Literally laying there like he's dead. And Bednarik is standing over him with his fist up. And they snap a picture.
Right.
I have that picture. I'm in Trump Plaza about 20 years ago. And the picture says, I says, "Hey, Chuck, can you do me a favor?" He goes, "Yeah, what do you want, kid?" He hated everybody. Hated the new players because they were making too much money. Hated the Eagles. He hated everything. He was a mean.
I remember.
He was a mean guy.
Yeah.
And when he was younger.
Center and linebacker?
This guy was the toughest guy I've ever met.
Full-time center linebacker.
The toughest guy in the NFL I've ever imagined. Listen,
How do you do that? Those are two like contact positions.
58 minutes.
Wow, he played
They
58,
go 58 minutes in the
NFL.
championship, and then he won.
Wow.
This is they
No, but those are contact. This is
they
receiver and
threw
corner.
the mold out.
It's not linebacker center.
They threw the mold out when they made this guy. This
Yeah.
guy was special. The people that watch NFL have no idea, right? So now
I didn't even
to
realize that Chuck played full time. I didn't know that. I consider myself a historian in a way. I know a lot about football.
I hand the
didn't know he
picture.
was full
I
time.
hand the picture to him. I says, Chuck, can you sign this autograph to him? He goes, yeah, sure, kid. Now, remember, he smoked cigarettes. He smoked cigar in the locker room.
Right.
This was a man,
back in the day,
man, tough guy, right?
Yeah, they're drinking
And
beers
he
after
takes
the
his
game.
pen. He takes his pen. He writes, hey, Frank. Now, remember, Frank is flat out.
Right.
Flat out, like not moving.
Yeah.
And Bednarik with the hand up, fist up. Hey, Frank, game over, exclamation point, Chuck. That's it. I have that picture. I'm bringing it here. I got to show it to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
you have it framed, right? I would
framed, and I was scared when he handed it back to me. I was afraid he was going to just punch me in the face for funsies. You know what I mean? This is nobody plays. There's a lot of tough guys.
No, you
NFL.
can't play that. No, you can't play
There's a lot of tough
linebacker
guys
and
that-
center.
He's getting hit
That's
every
crazy.
play. 58 minutes in the championship game, and they
Yeah.
win.
Wow.
Now look,
I didn't realize that. I'm still amazed. I did not realize that.
And now as he got older, he got angry at everybody because he said, "You don't play for money." This is his nutsiness.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
play for toughness. This World War II hero was in the Air Force. Like
Yeah,
this
old
was
school.
like
Old school.
Like he's going to kick everybody's ass, and he did.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, that's how Zonka was.
Yeah.
He
but
played
Zonka-
with he led with his head.
Yeah.
And look at him now. He's like fine.
Yeah, I know. You know, I shook his hands a couple times, right? And my wife was
Enormous.
With me. They're the biggest.
He's an enormous.
His digits, his fingers are like.
Yeah, he's a big man,
They're
dude.
gigantic. They're
Yeah, when you meet Zonka, you're like, no wonder you were impossible to tackle.
Yeah, like
bro.
his
you're like,
neck was big.
right.
and
You're
his
like
head
you're like country strong and country
Yeah.
big and
very nice
just,
guy though. He was
No,
very polite, very nice.
smart, educated. He's
Anyhow.
super talented. Zonka's special, dude.
But
Zonka
anyhow,
was one of those freak athletes, bro.
back to the Dolphins. Think about what they have. They have 3 7th-round picks. Can they just throw them away? Please stop with that.
No, we collect 7th-round picks.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What is that?
It's like friendship bracelets at a Taylor Swift concert. It's what it is, you know.
I mean, give me a break. I mean, stop. I mean, this is.
It's kind of our thing.
I was reading an article. They said, well, the Dolphins need a defensive line, a cornerback, a safety, a linebacker. I said, well, that's a defense. That's called a defense, right? And then they need an offensive line, a tight end, and I think they need a quarterback. That's called an offense.
Translation: reasons why everyone will be fired at the end of the year.
This is insanity.
Translation.
It's insanity.
I mean, right. And any fan that's sitting there going, yeah, this is our year. Yeah, we're gonna really like. Do you see what's going on? Do you
It's
see
a
everything
shame.
that they need? Plus, they've got the wrong coach. Like last year, to Sean Payton's credit, they were missing like $40 million of cap space. They didn't have $40 million to play with to buy players. So they were hurting, and they had to make sure they hit on the draft and they hit on the young quarterback and everything, and they still made the playoffs. Do you think that McDaniel can do the same thing?
No,
exactly.
He's not even close.
And
but
that's
I can tell you what, though. I'll tell you, you got to give him credit. Those capri pants are looking really,
they look
really
sharp.
sharp.
Yeah.
Really sharp. I mean, like if you want to,
his jokes will go over really good this year.
Yeah, anyhow, we're giving Bitcoin away. High hand, the poker room is alive and well.
Yes,
we
it
got
is.
another thing too.
You already got the next one?
Well,
you can't say it yet?
I can't say it.
I saw the face.
Yeah,
the
I
face
have to hesitate on this
the
one.
face is like, we
Yeah.
haven't really finalized it all yet, so I don't want to say it because there could be some kind of
No, but it's not a promo. It's something we're going to do related to poker.
Okay.
Interesting thing. A little bit of an interesting thing.
Okay.
And I'll make sure I tell your viewers when we sort of.
And we got our
actually-
$100 no regret first bet going on.
Sports betting is
We
alive
got
and well.
hockey and NBA playoffs going on, so you definitely want the $100 no regret
We've got
first
a lot
bet.
of below 500.
By the way, they've got NFL draft props right now. So go on there on the app, use that QR code right there. By the way, if you happen to have an account with Hard Rock already, like we always tell you, don't use the current phone number, email that you're using with it. Use a different one so you can get the $100. Trying to, get you the money.
Just helping out your viewers.
Trying to get you the money.
But anyhow, it was nice meeting up with you guys. Next time,
and I'm glad. I'm glad that the wife is fine.
Wife is fine,
and the house is fine.
Yeah, the house, is fine. There's no embers. Oh, I didn't finish the story. So my guy Chris, the Suremetric, I told you the business next door burned to the ground.
Yeah, the embers landed on it.
Yeah, that's just bad luck.
Yeah,
it's just bad luck. An ember lands on air, and you're screwed, right? And for the fire thing, we got past what could have been even worse.
That's where the wind and the fire becomes, as we've all learned now from all these other incidents, that once the wind is whipping along with these fires and the embers start flying around, it just becomes that much more dangerous for everybody.
Yeah,
and everybody's at risk.
And luckily, the weather wasn't horrific. It was just for us personally, and my wife personally, not me, my wife personally.
Yeah.
When the smoke was getting blown towards the house, it was
Right.
it was a mess. I mean, there's smoke all over the place, there's embers all over the place. As soon as that wind changes, goes south or west, okay, now you can somewhat normal. But
Right.
it's pretty amazing. Like one dodo starts this chain of effect for you're talking 15,000 acres. You're talking, a couple thousand structures that were.
We have dodos that throw out a tweet and it throws everything off kilter too.
We have
He
dodos
starts
at every
financial
level.
fires.
At every level.
Yeah, there's dodos all over the place.
Yeah, but it's true. That is true. That was
Dodos.
On that note, I stand corrected.
No,
Dodos.
it's just
dodos everywhere.
We live in a world of dodos.
Yes,
I mean, it's
dodos
just-
are a real thing.
It's,
Yes.
It's just kind of the way it goes.
And crazy as it is, I guess there's that one 19-year-old dodo in New Jersey. Everybody else is cool in Jersey, but that one's a dodo. He's a king dodo.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Jimmy Butler get injured last night.
I didn't.
It was the dodo Draymond Green pushing the defender into Jimmy Butler that undercut him and took him out.
We have dodos in sports.
Draymond Green,
in government. We have it
Draymond
everywhere.
Green is the NBA dodo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the version of dodo right
And
there.
we have government dodos.
We have all
We
kinds
have
of
New
dodos.
Jersey. We have South Florida dodos. So
Oh my God.
just go on the roads.
Kava dodo.
Kava dodo.
We have a kava dodo.
Where's
I mean, that is a big kava dodo. Okay. She even wears glasses. A dodo with glasses.
on that note?
Yes.
Bitcoin this Saturday. Must be there 1 a.m.
Yes.
$50,000.
Don't be a dodo.
Don't be a dodo. Come on down. All right.
Get on down here, dodos.
I'm out.
All right, man. You got it. The great Steve Calabro getting it done. All right. Be good, my man. All right. Let's see. Big O, does the NFL allow buyouts like the NBA? Just curious. No. You got your contract. If you buy them out, it goes against your cap. It accelerates all the money. So there is you end up taking a cap hit. So it won't end up. Luis Benito goes, I think it's Cleveland Rocks.
That popped up when Steve sat down.
I just love the part. I think it's Cleveland Rocks. Yeah.
At first, I thought you were. Then I turned and when I was started laughing, I turned looking face. I'm like, okay, So I was like, did he think it was Cleveland? At first,
Oh man. I guarantee there's someone in that casino that plays both ways. Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely. During World War II, Bednarik flew on 30 combat missions over Nazi Germany. He was awarded the Air Medal, 4 Oak Leaf Clusters, the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal, and 4 Battle Stars. Yeah, again, amazing man to play linebacker and center, bro. That's insanity. That's collisions everywhere.
And in that time frame.
With those shitty helmets. And oh my God. Jesus. And they played through the effing whistle. Like through the whistle. The whistle was done, and there was still a couple hits. Oh, yeah, that's all right. It's part of the game. Finn's Rule says, I heard Dolphins apparently approached Ramsey about taking a pay cut. Yeah, I saw that story by Salguero. It could be true, but it doesn't make any sense. How do you pay a guy, and it's Ramsey, a guy with an attitude, and then all of a sudden you're going to go back to him a year later? Ramsey's going to tell you to go F yourself. You should know that. I would know that. That's where that story doesn't make sense. Like, are you that dumb to give him a contract and then approach him a year later for a pay cut? Like, you know he's going to tell you to go screw yourself because he's got you completely by the balls. So that's where I have problems understanding that story. Okay? And to be quite honest, I haven't bothered to dig about it. I just don't have a lot of enthusiasm for this, to be quite honest. Okay? Sorry. Afternoon, Calabrian, you mean Steve Calabro. Reminds me so much of Pauline from The Sopranos. Maybe it's the Jersey connection. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Let's see. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Andrew Watson, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. He says, Big O, I see you lost weight, tore my rotator cuff doing push-ups, trying to get in shape. I'll be watching the draft in bed. Wow, dude, I'm so sorry. That's got to hurt like crazy, man. Any guesses on who Miami picks? I think they go corner in that first round, if not tackle, but I think they're actually going to trade down. Yeah, I think they're going to trade down into the teens or 20s and then pick somebody there, a guard or a defensive tackle, and then pick up an extra second rounder, third rounders, whatever it is for that. That's what I really think is going to happen. But if not, it'll be the Brown kid or Johnson at corner or Campbell at tackle. Will Campbell. So we either end up with a Will at corner or a Will at tackle or a Brown at corner. Let's see. I hope Dart in round one, but I know this team's going to pretend Tua can stay healthy and quadruple down on their mistake. Well, they have no choice, Andrew Watson. They have no choice because they have to save their jobs. And so they have to beg Tua, please, dude, get rid of the football. Don't be stupid. Don't take on. And then Tua's going to go, well, hey, dude, I play the game to the death. This is who I am, man. I'm Mr. Warrior. So that's our problem there. We're stuck with Mr. Warrior. Mr. Warrior wants to play to the death. Sucks ass. I don't get it, bro. I really don't understand Tua sometimes. I don't get it. You can live a long life and play and have a long career if you play like you played 2 years ago. Just get rid of the football, bro. It's just what they have to do is build a line and get them, what's it called? A running game. And stick to the running game is what you have to do. Okay? By the way, my man, Osmani Garcia, knows how to get it done at Omega Realty Group. And folks, if you're here in the state of Florida and you're looking to sell your home, he can guarantee to sell your home in 30 days. A lot of houses are out there on the market for a bit. This man can work it, man. I'm telling you, I've known Osmani for 15 years. He's got the guarantee right now. No excuses, no delays, no fine print games. Call him 305-440-1990. See if your home qualifies, and he'll get to it. He'll work hard and get your home sold and get you moving in the right direction. Call my guy, Osmani Garcia, Omega Realty Group. I've known Osmani for over 15 years. Really good people, man. like a really good human being. Not only is he great at this as a realtor and mortgage and all of that stuff, he does all kinds of things, but he is a great human being. And that's one of the things I love about Usmani Garcia. So call him, trust me, you can trust him. 305-440-1990. Where did you get this Satoshi shirt? I got in Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, there you go. So I guess it's a play off the Nirvana one, right? I think that's what it is, right? Huh? Right? So yes. So I had to, I saw it and I said, I gotta have that. That is so me, right there. Plus long sleeve. I've been getting long sleeve shirts since I lost the weight. I get cold all the time. Sometimes I wear a jacket when I'm here. Today I didn't need a jacket because I wore the long sleeve shirt. So now when I get outside, it's hot as hell from there to the car. But then we'll put on the AC and we'll be all right. Let's see. Finn's rule says trade down and select safety Malachi Starks. I've seen people talk about that, and what was it? Somebody's mock draft had it. I think that his mock draft actually had Malachi Starks, not only the trade, but he what's it called? Move the Sticks. Also, I think had his first mock where he had us taking Malachi Starks trading down. So now this whole thing about Denver, that's the other thing. So when we trade down with Denver, we end up with Malachi Starks. Yeah. I think if you look at it, isn't it Malachi Starks' his pick? If you look at it,
I was just retweeted from Omar today.
I want to say if you look at Move the Sticks, go to his Twitter page, and you look at the 20th pick or whatever Denver picks, 19, 20, 21 or whatever, I'm pretty sure he has us taking Malachi Starks. So that's where this guy gets it from because that's been floating around too. Arnaldo says, Big O, besides secondary and maybe a tight end, I want some beef in the draft. I don't think tight end is a priority at all right now. At all. I don't think you should be taking it. You have a tight end already in Jonnu Smith. You need to get linemen. You need to get O and D linemen. You need to get corners, a safety. You got a lot of priorities way ahead of all of that, than tight end. If you get a blocking tight end down the line in the middle of the rounds, okay, I can go for that because you definitely need like a blocking tight end, a nasty tight end. That would be really good. Because Julian Hill can be that guy because he's a nasty blocker, but man, we can't count on Julian Hill for anything else, and still he holds and does stupid shit like that. Right. The Drew, that's what it is. It's a Nirvana shirt. It's a play off the Nirvana shirt, but it's Satoshi. That's all. Smart. I like it. Yep. I do like Silver Chair. Somebody turned me on to Silver Chair a couple of years ago. I never knew who the hell they were. And so now I've got their music in my rotation. So, yes, they're an Australian band, if I'm correct, Silver Chair. Yes, I do like them. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Jeremiah's mock draft's got the Dolphins taking Malachi Starks at 20.
At 20, there you go.
And he also has Shador falling to the Steelers at 21. I don't buy that, man.
If it happens, it's what I told you.
No, I get that, but there's not another team.
Bro, nobody outside of Mike Tomlin has come out to talk about the kid positively. All we hear about Shador is crap, and to me, that's crap. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. As long as you block for him and, like the normal shit that quarterbacks need.
As a GM, I don't see how you can pass that much
time. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But all I'm saying is if he goes all the way down to Pittsburgh, hey, dude, Aaron Rodgers fell to Green Bay in the, 23rd, 25th pick?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drew Brees fell to the beginning of the second round. It happens.
No, I mean, as many teams that need quarterback and as good as quarterback is, to look at some of these teams and who they take.
Yeah.
Like right now, who's the Raiders got at a quarterback?
Bro, Aiden O'Connell. What's wrong with you?
Okay, all right, never mind. All right. You know what? Never
They're
mind.
set.
You're right.
And the Steelers, by the way, they have Skylar Thompson.
Yes, that's dumb. That's a throwaway trade.
I mean
Skylar's.
That's it.
He's going to supposed to save our season last year, right?
I think Skylar will now what Bradshaw couldn't do, win 5 straight. So if I'm the rest of the NFL, you might as well give up now because Skylar Thompson is taking the Steelers to 5 straight Super Bowls now. Yep. They don't need Shador. Poor Shador. He's going to sit behind Skylar Thompson for years and rot. It's amazing. After all that, we thought we had something. We didn't. Now Skylar goes to Pittsburgh, and that's it. The Skylar curtain. That's what it's going to be. Let's see. Yes, they are from Australia. Thank you. I thought so because I think the person that turned me on is Australian to Silverchair. He's an Australian dude. So, yes. Brian says Silverchair band members were about 15 years old when they broke through in 97. It is, and this was maybe 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, they turned me on to Silverchair. I didn't know shit about them. I had no idea, dude. And since they turned me on to Silverchair, I was like, wow, dude, I'm a fan. Good band. I like them. Let's see. Josh is in the house. Frog Stomp and Freak Show. Oh, their first 4 albums. Yes. I have their yes. I didn't know their albums by heart. Now you mentioned it. Now it came to memory. Silverchair's drummer was just a little kid when they were. Oh, that's what they were just saying. I hears ya. All right, what else do I have to talk about? Jimmy Butler. We talked about Karma getting his ass. Inter Miami trades Robert Taylor to Austin FC. They free up they get $750,000 in allocation money. We'll see what they do with that. You know, it's a really cool story, actually. Wisconsin native, I saw this from Tom Pelissero, Mitch Van Vuren. He announced the Dolphins' 7th round pick back in 2016. Okay. And that year, Miami took in the 7th round UCLA tight end Thomas Duarte. Okay. Didn't last on the team or whatever. But the kid, Mitch Van Vuren, is now a draftable player this year in the NFL draft. So as a kid, he was a fan and got to announce a pick for the Dolphins. And now that he's grown up, the kid is ready to go, and he is now one of the draftable players in the next 3 days. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. By the way, 2016, the year that Mitch Van Vuren announced the Dolphins' 7th round pick, the draft was Tunsil, X-Man, Kenyon Drake, Leonte Carew, Jermaine Grant, Jordan Lucas, Brandon Doty, and Thomas Duarte from UCLA. Interesting. Did you hear about this? Mitch Van Vuren? You heard about that? Well, that kid, Mitch, he announced the Dolphins' 7th round pick back in 2016. It was Thomas Duarte, UCLA tight end. Okay, well, the kid's now a draftable player this year in the draft. So somebody's going to announce his name. How cool is that? And again, that was the year of Tunsil. You hit on that. X-Men, you hit on that. Kenyon Drake, do you call that a failed pick? Because it was like a 4th rounder that actually played in the league for a bit, or 3rd rounder, or whatever he was. That one, he just retired, and to this day, I'm baffled with Kenyon Drake. Aren't you? Like, there should have been more there. Like, you should have been better, dude. That's kind of the way I feel with Kenyon Drake. Leonte Carew was a disaster. They traded up for him and everything. Jakeem Grant was a good returner. Fumbled a little bit too much, but if you kept him as a returner, he was fine once you put him at receiver. And then, of course, our problem was we had injuries at receiver, and he had to be thrusted into being a featured receiver, which was not the way you put Jakeem Grant in a game, unfortunately. Brendan Doty and Jordan Lucas didn't do anything. But interesting how that kid announced a draft pick, and now he is a draft pick. I like that. Big O keeping rock music alive. Yes, sir. Always. By the way, just got my tickets for Dirty Honey. You guys should be into that. Cannot wait, bro, for that concert. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into a little music and music history. Always like talking about that. Let's start off with musicians born on this date. Kelly Clarkson. She looks good now, man. She lost all that weight. Good for her. 1982, born on this date. Brian Marshall, bassist from Creed, born in 74. Aaron Comes, drummer for the Spin Doctors, born in 1968. Shannon Larkin, drummer for Godsmack and Ugly Kid Joe. Yesterday we were asked about Godsmack. Let's see who else. Paul Ryder, born in 1964 from the Happy Mondays. Good to see you, my man. Billy Gould, born in 1963, bassist with Faith No More. Let's see. Boris William, drummer with The Cure, born in 1958. Captain Sensible, Ray Burns with The Damned, guitarist, legend, born in 1954. Jack Blades with Night Ranger and Damn Yankees, born in 1954. He was also Damn Yankees, Night Ranger, and he was with Tommy Shaw and Neil Sean. Was it Bad English? I want to say, because they have here Night Ranger and Damn Yankees. Look up Jack Blades for me. I want to say he was also on Bad English. Anyways, Nigel Harrison, bass player for many years with Blondie, born in 51. Steve York with Manfred Mann, born in 1948. And Kelly, Hubert and Kelly with the Hughes Corporation. Yeah, I'd like to know if you got the notion. Huh? Bad English. Was it Bad English? What band? There's a third band Jack Blades was with.
So real quick, he says member of Night Ranger,
right?
Shaw Blades, Tak Matsumoto Group.
Okay.
But then it says formerly of Rubicon,
right?
Damn Yankees, Ted Nugent, Revolution Saints.
Wow, so it wasn't Bad English. My bad. Okay. I thought he was part of Bad English. So that was Sean. That was Sean and Shaw. Oh, it was John Waite. It was John Waite that was part of Bad English. My bad. John Waite. Anyway, Doug Clifford with Clarence Clearwater Revival, born in 1945, the drummer. Richard Sturban, vocalist with the Oak Ridge Boys. Giddy up, ba-doom up, mama. Hey. Okay. Barbara Streisand, Baba Wawa, born in 1942. What a voice Barbara Streisand has. What a goddess. Jesus. Man. One of the best of all time. All right, let's go with some other famous folk born on this date. Let's see. Shirley MacLaine, born in 34. She is 91. Actor Jill Ireland, no longer with us, in 36. Barbara Streisand, 83 today, by the way. Let's see. Richard M. Daley, the former Chicago mayor, born in 42. He is 83. Let's see. Actor Michael O'Keefe, born in 55. He's 70. Actor Dijman Honsu, born in 64. He's 61. You've seen him in a whole bunch of things. I just don't know how to pronounce his damn name, and I butchered it. I'm sorry. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays today. Actor Eric Balford, born in 77. He's 48. And actor Jack Quaid, born in 92, is 33. And that is it for famous people. Sean Stanley, do you have any wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, we do. Blue Demon was born on this date in 1922. We lost him in the year 2000. Gabe Kidd turns 28 today. The great Lou Thez was born on this date in 1916. We lost him in 2002.
Fez from that 70s show?
No, Lou Thez.
Oh, Thez. Okay.
Yuji Nagata turns 57. Those are your birthdays for April 24, 2025.
All right. Thank you, the Drew. That'll be the first and last time that somebody says good vocals on that one. Because when it comes to singing, I have no vocals. But I appreciate the love. It's very nice of you. Thank you. Kind. Very kind. Do we like anything today? Knicks -1 versus the Pistons. Thunder -9.5 versus the Grizzlies. Clippers -5 versus the Nuggets. I'm really, none of them attract me. Pistons, right? Oh, Grizzlies? You're going to take the 9.5. You're hoping that they play a good game and keep it tight. Well, this is a must-win for them. Once they go down 3-0, it's over. I mean, it's over anyway. Yeah. I actually like the Pistons tonight. They're home. They took 1 of 2. They're a pretty good team. I kind of like the Pistons, not because they'll win by the point or anything. I think they'll win the game. I think they'll put the Knicks behind the 8 ball. So that one might be the one that I will wager on. Panthers are +102 on the money line tonight in Tampa Bay. They are +102 on the money line. Okay, so that's not that bad. And the Lightning are favored by -122 on the money line. So it's a pretty good deal for the man. If the Cats win tonight, I can't wait for that game. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. By the way, congratulations to RG3. He's getting hired by Fox to be the number 2 college football analyst. Andrew Marchand was reporting that, and I like that. RG3 is one of those guys. We have too many people in the media, on that side on TV that they're just ass kissers. And they rarely say anything controversial. If you watch TV people, it's just very few are going to push any kind of envelopes. It's just the way it is. So I'm glad that they've got somebody that actually has some cojones, because, man, it is fluff city on television most of the time. By the way, is there any truth to Mayweather owing the IRS $22 million and apparently some $400 million real estate disaster in New York or something? Wow. Finn's rule. See, Big O, don't quit your day job. See, that's more like it. Yeah, Rosendo says you were singing? That's what I deserve. That's what I deserve. All right. Let's go with the music history. April 24th, what happened today? In 1969, Paul McCartney publicly denied rumors that he was dead. In 96, reverse of 69, it's Stone Temple Pilots bassist Robert DeLeo made an announcement that singer Scott Weiland was in drug rehab and unable to perform at their upcoming shows. In 92, David Bowie married supermodel Iman in a ceremony in Switzerland. In 2000, Limp Bizkit announced the details of their 24-date Back to Basics tour, which would include a set from rappers Cypress Hill. In 76, Paul McCartney had his fifth #1 album after the Beatles when Wings and Wings at the Speed of Sound topped the charts. In 1990, Roger Waters' road crew found an unexploded World War II bomb while constructing the set for the Wall concert in Germany. And in 76, Paul and Linda McCartney spent the evening with John Lennon at his New York apartment and watched Saturday Night Live. During the show, SNL producer Lorne Michael made an offer asking the Beatles to come to the studio and play 3 songs live. The pair considered taking a cab to the studio, but decided they were too tired. It was the final time they were together. That sucks. I wish I could have seen the Beatles. I love the Beatles. So I think as time goes on, they become more and more underappreciated, which is sad. Because I just think people lack an education for what happened. Yes, sir.
We have a trade in
Really?
the NFL draft.
Wow. What we do?
It's nothing. You're just kidding. But listen, I have a question though. What is this doing? So the Texans and the Browns made the trade.
Okay.
The Texans are trading their 2025 fifth-round pick, 166th overall, and a 2027 fifth-round pick. Cleveland is sending Houston both their 6th round and their 7th round pick.
Yeah, because you have to pay higher rounds for picks later. So they're trading what, a 5th rounder and a 7th rounder for 2-6?
No, they're trading 2 5ths for 2 6ths and a 7th this year, though. But
they're trading 2 5ths this year for 2 6.
No, I'm sorry. 1 5th. The Texans are trading 1 5th this year,
right,
and a 5th in 2027.
Okay.
And the Browns are trading all this year 2 6ths and a 7th.
Right. Yeah, because they're paying a higher price for future picks because you have to pay 1 round ahead usually, or.
Well, Cleveland just like, I'm just getting out after the.
Well, they must.
I don't want a 6th or 7th round.
Dude, they must, or they just created a way of them accumulating more picks for some other trade. So they're giving something up in the future, 2 years from now, and then 1 now, and then they're getting 3 picks today for the draft, 2 6 and a 7. So that might be part of a package deal, or that might be that they might be less top heavy and they might team up a couple, and that way on the back end of the draft they have extra picks so they can fill out their draft. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either way, but that might be why they're doing it, because that's a precursor to another trade. In other words, that would be my guess now, is that this is a precursor that Houston is doing another trade, and you will see it very, very soon in the draft at one point or another. Okay? That's what I'm guessing. Go ahead. What are you reading?
Somebody, Fins Extra sent out a tweet. They credited Tony Pauline.
Okay.
That's the only reason I brought it up. I know I'm not going to read off something from Fin Extra, but they credited
they don't know shit. They're just
Tony
regurgitating shit.
Yeah, they said it was from Tony Pauline, okay? Mike McDaniel has reportedly rubbed a lot of veteran players on the Miami Dolphins the wrong way following his early success, and many veterans, including those that have already left, would rather play elsewhere than in Miami.
I'm sorry. Did somebody not tell you for I don't know, like 8-9 months now? People in the building are, they're off the dude at all levels. At all levels. They know he's not the guy. So what Tony Pauline's getting is completely accurate. 100% accurate. I know, dude. I speak to people in the building. They know they're all. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So, not surprised, man. Why do you think I'm so dejected? You know what I mean? When it comes to Dolphins, everything else, I'm fine. I'm fine with my Panthers. I'm happy with my Heat. Got to the playoffs, you know, and respectable game yesterday for youngins. Inter Miami's doing fine. I know my Dolphins are miserable. What can I do, bro? But I don't know what's going on with that guy. And there's a ton of people there that they're not on board with him. They don't believe him. By the way, we thank Steve Calabro. We thank, of course, Mr. Brunetti, as always. Thank you for your support, sir, as always, for many, many years. We appreciate everybody here at Hialeah Park for making it nice and easy for us to broadcast every single Thursday here. I thank this man here, Sean Stanley, as always, getting it done for us. Thank all of you out there. Those of you, please hit the like button. It's another way you can support us. We'll be back tonight for the draft, and we'll address whatever pick they make, and we'll talk about that. And then we're back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock live at Acura Pembroke Pines. We appreciate all of you out there. Hit that like button. Visit our amazing sponsors. Make a donation. Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tonight and tomorrow morning. As always, same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.